everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Deziel and today we're going to talk about the spiral integrate into the garment. Before to show you the tools that I did to trace spiral easily, I'm going to show you a few use for your spiral. The designer, they use it a lot in many of their creation. The first use of the spiral is not to cut a spiral, it's just to trace it, and then you'll be able to sew following the line. Here I did recycle some ties, so it's cut on bias, and I sew following the spiral. Now the second most frequent use for the spiral is to do a frill, because it allows you to make a very long frill without having to make a seam or assemble pieces together. The spiral, since it's continuing, it allows you to save a lot of fabric. For this one, it is a spiral that I cut in layers and I just finished it with bias. Now this is another example for the frill, and of course it would be much nicer if you could see it vertically. For this one, it's a wider spiral. I think I did 8 centimeter, and I did the lettuce edge finishing, or very narrow overlock and very tight overlock at the edge, so it helps again for the spiral. For this sample, I did cut 2 spiral in the same time, and I just sew them on each side of a straight line. Another sample that I did is this one here. I saw one designer using this technique to do their creation. What it is, it's spiral that I cut at about 10 centimeter wide, or maybe 4 inches. Here I have 4 spirals. And what I did is I simply use my gathering foot. I did it on both sides, so it's fixed and I had no pulling. The gather on both sides change a bit the shape, but of course it's still falling curve like that. And after, I just assemble them one after the other. And yes, this is a nice piece to start a draping. Now another idea here is to assemble the spiral one with the other one. So here I did cut 2 spirals of about 1.25 inches or 3 centimeter wide. I cut them both together and I just reassemble. You could see that here I have the center of the spiral. That means that I did sew the end of the spiral with the beginning of the darker one. When you do a piece like that, usually you sew your spiral with the small seam allowance for 2 reasons. First of all, because it's curved line, so it's going to be much easier to keep it small. And the second reason is that you don't want to use all the spiral width for the sewing. Now for this one, it's a little bit different, because this one, it's only 1 spiral that I cut, but I still have the 3D because I did reassemble it. And to make sure we see the movement, I did first sew cord piping on one side of my spiral before re-sew it. This is again 2 spirals that I assembled together. This time I used 2 different widths, and also you could see that I used a transparent fabric. Now another thing you could do with your spiral, but this one is a little more elaborate and it does need a pattern. What I did is I traced a spiral on my garment where I would like to create a rose. Then I cut it to be able to separate it, I think in 3 pieces. So I cut my spiral. In this way I was able to add seam allowance. As you could see, it's flat on the table. This one doesn't have excess because I did put the seam allowance. And before assembling the spiral back together, I did insert piece of fabric that are on fold. But the reason why it falls so good is because they're also cut on bias. Now I'm going to show you a last sample, something you could do with the spiral. You must have seen something like that in dance costume. They use it a lot because it does give a lot of movement. It takes a long time to overlock for sure, but it's easy to do because it's simply a fishing wire that you insert while you do the overlock. You insert it into the narrow overlock on both sides of your spiral. So it's very repetitive, but yes, it does take time because we have so many and it's so long also. Now in my spiral document, at the beginning you will see how to put together the 3 last page that are going to give you the 3 tools to trace a spiral. There are 3 different sizes, and each one allow you to 4 different width of spiral. To put the paper together and to make your life easier, I did put little symbols that you have to overlap. But to make it easier, you could cut 1/4 of those square, or even half of those square, up to you, like that. Then when it's cut 1/4 or half, it will be easy for you to overlap them and glue them at the right place. So I'm going to just glue them in position. Then you do the same thing on the other side. After the preparation of the tool, you're going to see how the tool works. So I explained step by step how to use your tool. You have the design here, how it works. It's only 2 steps, very easy. After you did it once, it's very, very easy. So I give you an example, and I give you the other possibility for each tool. Like I said, there's 3 extra possibility. Then you will see also an example for the other possibility. Finally, at the end, you have a bonus. I put you the step-by-step how to trace another kind of spiral, not the one that I propose you with my tool. It's the Fibonacci spiral. The designer, they do use it once in a while. So you have the step-by-step, but also here you see the final result. The difference between the spiral that you will trace with my tools and this one is that the spiral with the tools, you're going to trace a parallel spiral. So yes, you're going very wide, but the width of the spiral is always the same. While the Fibonacci spiral, it's small at the beginning and it gets wider, and it does enlarge a lot on each turn. Here I did give you the pattern of a Fibonacci spiral, the biggest one that I could do on 1 page. Finally, you have the 3 last page, the only one that you really need to print. You could print them on paper, yes, but you'll have to glue them on a little cardboard because paper is not strong enough. Or if you find thin cardboard like I did, you could put it right away on in your printer and you print right on. The very important thing for you is to make sure that your printer is set to 100 or actual size. And for you to check, take the smallest spiral, the mini one. You should have 1 centimeter between the number. If you do print the spiral with the inch, it's going to be 3/8 of an inch between each number for the mini spiral. Now, doesn't matter if you're French or English speaking. I put the 2 PDF document because I did put the centimeter into the French book and I put the inches tools into the English book. So it doesn't matter. You could even do both set if you want. You just have to print the 3 last page. Now, when your 3 paper are stick together, glue together, and I strongly suggest that you do it on both sides, especially where you have the tracing of the tool, then you could cut all around. Now, when they're cut, you could start by doing the first hole. I put them there so you could hang your ruler and you don't damage them. Then you're going to place a piece of cork under and you're going to use your pattern awl to make tiny hole everywhere I did a dot on that middle line. Then take a piece of paper, the pencil or the pen that you're planning to use, and just try your hole to see if the size is okay. Once all your dots are done, you're going to place a real piece of paper and we're going to test the spiral tool. Now for this example, I'm going to trace with the medium spiral tool. You take your tool and you're going to place the design here pretty much in the middle of your paper. You place it in a way so you could read whatever is written. Then you're going to place your pattern awl into the A dot. Then you're going to place your pencil into the hole 1 and trace from the left to the right, half a circle. Then you're going to move to point number 2 to come back, so left towards the right. Then move to point number 3, right towards the left, and go like that, shifting one number at the time. Now when you finish tracing the top part, you're going to move your pattern awl onto the number 1. Then we're going to trace starting at number 2. Again, we'll do from the right to the left, but this time we'll trace the bottom part. Number 2, from right to the left, then we shift one number, so number 3, left to the right, and we continue the same way we did, going one more number on each trace line. That's it. We did the first spiral. If you do follow the line, you'll see that it never stops. It's all continuous. That's why we call it the spiral. And you could easily imagine the length of the frill you just did. And before to let you go, I wanted to show you one of the 3 other possibilities. For this one, the basic one, we did use the pivot A, and it did give us a 3 centimeter wide spiral. If you want a wider spiral, twice the measurement, you'll use the pivot B. And if you want 3 times the width of the spirals, you would use the pivot C. And 4 times the width would be pivot D. Now I'll give you a second example where I'll be using the pivot B to have my spiral 6 centimeter wide, so double what I had on my other side of the paper. Again, you're going to place the design here, the little spiral, in the middle of your paper, and again you should be able to read whatever's written. And then take your pattern awl and place it into the B hole. Now for this one, 6 centimeter wide, so we double the measurement. We're going to do the same way, using the number 1 first, going from the right to the left, but this time to come back, we're going to skip a number. So from 1, we'll go right away to 3, and we come back. Then to go back on the left, we'll skip a number. So we always skip a number. Now to trace the bottom spiral for the 6 centimeter wide, I'm going to do exactly the same thing. That means put your pattern awl into the number 1, and to trace, we're also going to skip one number out of 2. So from 1, I'm going to skip the 2. I'm going to trace the 3, the 5, the 7, and the 9. There you go, the second spiral that we could do with the medium spiral tool. We could do 2 more size using the same tool. So I really think that with those 3 size spiral that offer you 4 different spiral each one, you cover all the width that you might need. That's it for today. I hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching, and I see you next time.